The year of the D-Day landings, Winston Churchill was Prime Minister, and the end of the war was hopefully in sight.
To commemorate that era, 80 years on, a home kitted out with period furnishings has been created at the National Memorial Arboretum. Some of those who lived during the war have contributed to it, as our reporter Giles Latcham has been taking a look.
Take a step back in time to 1944, somewhere on the home front. A letter to a loved one serving overseas, the washing, drying in front of the fire. These artefacts and furniture were put together by Linda, who included a wartime picture of her newborn sister, her mum and her dad, home from the army.
It's been a joy to recreate it all, and, you know, they've always been in the background, and Dad loved gardening, so there's a garden out there as well. That represents him too. This story is about the people who were left at home, really, and how they continued throughout all the conflict.
As well as all the ambience and the sights of 1944, there are the sounds too, and those include the BBC.
This is the BBC Home Service. D-Day has come.
This is it. They're on the beach.
In June 1944 came the long-awaited Allied invasion of Nazi-occupied Europe. In September, there was the airborne assault on Arnhem in the Netherlands. At home, the Germans' long-range V-2 rocket struck terror into civilian hearts.
I was 18 years old. I was working in a munitions factory.
But life went on. Grace got married in 1944. Now aged 98, she remembers her wedding reception as if it were yesterday.
I fell over and they said I was drunk, and I wasn't. I'd had nothing to eat and I tripped over.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes.
Very authentic. My grandmother's house looked very much like this, Mum's house. So, yeah, it's really lovely.
This is an opportunity for them to step back into life in 1944, to really set the scene and give that context. We know that people were all around the world serving and sacrificing their lives for us, but actually there was lots of things happening at home as well.
I had a fur coat instead of an engagement ring.
On D-Day, Margaret was in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force on duty on the South Coast.
I'm glad I did it. You know, and I can remember it almost in detail, I think. Something I wouldn't have missed for the world, although it was a war.
It's a window into times long gone, but one that's full of the very real fears and hopes of those that lived through them. Giles Latcham, BBC News.